So there is not too much in life that's cooler than making things with your own two hands. Today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful little keepsake box simply using the bandsaw. So the first step in creating our little bandsaw box here is we've got to cut the shape of our box out. So I'm going to fire the saw up and make that happen quick. So right there, that will be the shape of our box. Next thing we've got to do is we've got to cut the back off of this that we'll glue back on in just a minute. Get this over here right about there. Looks like it'll work. I'm going to slice that back off. And the big thing here, safety-wise, is keep your hands out of any area where the blade might be here. So I always make it a point to keep my fingers and my hands outside of the throat plate there. Go. That separates the back of our box. Next thing that we're going to do, and this will get glued back on here in just a minute. We're going to set that aside. Now we've got to cut out of here what we want the shape of our drawer to be inside that box. So we're going to get our fence back out of the way. We'll set this aside. We're going to start out coming in here, and then we'll come down here. We'll make a way back around to that point there, and we'll take this whole center out of there. We'll turn our bandsaw off and wait till it comes to a complete stop before we draw our blade out of there. I don't like to pull it out while the blade's running for fear that it will catch on here and pull the blade out of the guides and all. So it's just safer to let it come to a complete stop. And then we'll simply back it out of there. And right there, it's going to be the shape of our box. That's going to be our drawer. What we want to do at this point is we want to close up this gap that we cut in there. So I'm going to just simply grab a clamp, put a little glue down in that slot, open it up a little bit, shoot just a shot of glue down there, like that. Secure it like this. Come on. Right there we go. We'll let that set aside. Don't do that on your bandsaw bed and get glue on the bed. Take it over to your assembly bench or your workbench and do that. We're going to set that aside just for a second. And we're going to come back over. Now what we've got to do is we've got to cut this center section out for our box to hold stuff in. So we've got to take the front and the back of this drawer off of there. So we'll get our fence back into the game here. We're going to get that set about there. I'm simply going to take the back off, and I'll turn around and take the front off. That's our back piece off, and I'm going to turn around and do our front piece. Like that. And those will get glued back on to our drawer. At this point, that's our back, that's our front. Let's get our fence out of the way. Now, I've got to take this little section here in the middle. So we've got to make room in our drawer so our box will actually hold something. So we're going to cut that section out of there. Now, when we put our back and our front on this, so this is our front, this is our back, pretty soon we've got our drawer. it's going to go into our keepsake box. We're going to step over to the bench and glue those back on. Glue the back onto the body of our piece. So let's get these out of the way. Key to making this work better is use your pinky as a guide on your glue bottle and just run a little bit of a line down there. Like that. You don't need a whole lot of glue, and I don't like it to get on the inside, so I just run a nice small bead on there. Go like that. Bring that across, give it a little shot up there. Set that aside. And let's see, this is our front, so that's got to go on this way. We're going to put our front on there. We're going to put our back piece on there. And now if I was going to get real particular about this, I would sand the inside of this first. But just for this illustration, we're not going to worry about that. We're going to get everything lined up nice and easy. Grab another one of our clamps. Put it in place. With a little pressure on there, we'll wipe off the excess glue that we'll sand off ultimately later on. And there's our door. Now, for our piece here, we're going to put our back on there as well. We're going to do the same glue trick. Run just a little bit of glue down around there. We'll put this in place. Line it up. Push it on there. I'm going to grab a couple more clamps real quick off the bench here. Glue that on. One more just for safety's sake. We'll glue that up, and now we got to spend a little time twiddling our thumbs while we're waiting for our glue to set up. So we'll be back in just a minute with finishing off our cool little keepsake box on the bandsaw. And there you have our every Tuesday project video. This week we started out with a block of wood like this, turned it into a beautiful keepsake box like this. So go ahead and comment on that if you would. If you got any questions about it, leave them down below. Go ahead and subscribe as always and like our page. We'd surely appreciate it.